Manchester United, the famous institution, the iconic brand, one of the most recognisable football clubs on planet Earth, are again looking for a new manager. It feels like they are on the precipice of a crisis. Helping me explore the goings-on at Manchester United is a wonderful Matisse. Make sure that you click the link in the description below. You will find a link to Matisse's YouTube channel there. Matisse, thank you firstly for coming
Pleasure.
on.
Thank you.
We need to change direction a touch, you and I now. We often discuss Chelsea, but I think it's going to be an interesting debate for you and I now to discuss Manchester United. Ruben Amorim has gone.
Yeah.
I personally would say that's a glorious day for Manchester United. I genuinely believe that. I think a lot of people think the upheaval, I think a lot of Manchester United fans think that more upheaval, more issues, and yet more turmoil for the club is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I actually believe that getting Amorim out of the door is the first step on the route to success. Where do you sit on that debate?
He had to go.
Yeah,
he had to go. You look at his record, you look at some of the records he was breaking at Manchester United, on top of some of the performances and the lack of progression in his system and his principles and his ideologies. Then on top of the fact that you look at him in press conferences and he was wavering between his emotions and whether he wanted to stay, go, it was like, you're not really fit for the job. The job is too big for you. This is Manchester United, a gigantic football club, and you seem to almost not be filling the space. The Grimsby result, he should have gone alone, you know. Tottenham.
That was
Tottenham after that, yeah.
Tottenham.
To get a fresh, clean slate before the season
And
started.
also, when you say it was Tottenham, you don't actually tell the story.
Yeah.
Ange Postecoglou beat him in a European final.
Yeah.
The sackable in it. So he should have never been allowed on the plane back. You know, when they left Bilbao, they should have gone, no.
You don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Enjoy your holidays.
On
They can start from here.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, he's now gone.
Yeah.
And what you and I are going to do in this video is come up with our top 5 contenders for the job.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be an interim boss from now to the end of the season. So we're going to go, who should be the next permanent manager of Manchester United?
Yeah.
Let's start with number 5. I'll kick us off. In number 5, I've actually got 2. I've kind of cheated a touch, but they represent the same thing. I've said, in terms of the 5th most likely and 5th best option for Manchester United, they should go for a Michael Carrick / Ole Gunnar Solskjaer character.
Okay.
Somebody who is Manchester United. Somebody who understands what the club are, what the club represent. Somebody who can think back to the glory days. Somebody who knows the Stretford end inside out. Like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as an example. I know he's Norwegian, but he's not, is he? He's Mancunian. He's like he says club. Like he is about as Mancunian a Norwegian as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
If he wasn't so famous, he'd be stood in the Stretford end singing songs about Marcus Rashford to the to the tune of the Stone Roses.
Yeah.
That is who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is. He's effectively a brilliant footballing man, but a fan. And Michael Carrick the same, by the way.
Yeah.
Michael Carrick did well enough at Borough, did well enough at Manchester United when he was there.
Yeah.
And he totally embodies the standards that should be apparent at Manchester United. So I've gone for, in 5th, managers that represent the spirit of Manchester United.
Yeah. I think the only issue with that is I hear the former legends constantly talking all the time. They sound like they're living in the past. They're living under Sir Alex Ferguson. They talk about the same principles, the same ideologies, the same players almost. Fletcher was speaking about recently, the way that Ji-sung Park and Rooney and Ronaldo used to counter-attack. We need to replicate that. It's like, it feels like Man United can't escape Ferguson's shadow and they can't move on. And
They
I feel like,
want to. Should they want to?
But I don't think in the modern era they can recreate that. They don't have the same class of 92. They don't have the same, feel or vibe about the place. I don't think they can bring that back.
Do you not think that the standards that were set by Fergie are the standards that should be maintained? Like the spirit of the club basically stayed the same from Brian Robson's captaincy through to Wayne Rooney's captaincy. That was the standards of the club. Whether they won the league every year or not, whether they won the European Cup that year or not, it's not really the point. The standards were there. If you played for Manchester United, every captain that they had in between, so from Robson, standards will win the league.
Yeah.
That captain's armband, prestigious captain's armband, it was passed to Steve Bruce. Standards. It was passed to Roy Keane. Standards. It was passed to Ryan Giggs. Standards.
Yeah.
It's passed to Wayward. Standards.
But surely those people
then who's it passed to?
Yeah, but surely those guys can replicate that in the backroom staff or behind the scenes as different in different roles. In terms of a head coach, which is the role that they used when they sacked Amorim, even though he thought he was the manager, I feel like that footballing philosophy and that identity needs to be clear, and it needs to come from someone that just wants to create something of their own for a new Manchester United, not necessarily... Because I think all these guys are going to think about the past and they're going to just keep trying to churn it out in modern-day football, which I don't think is possible. Okay. So I've got in fifth, I've put Nagelsmann, and I'll put him there purely because I think he's a breath of fresh air. I think he's a young coach. He's still young, but he's got a lot of experience. He's done an incredible job in Germany to get that move to Bayern Munich, still won the title. Then he's obviously now in the national team job. The only thing that kind of ruins this, and there's another person on my list that ruins this as well, is that with the World Cup, then you have someone that's sidetracked and they can't really get a proper pre-season and really implement their kind of footballing philosophy or their identity, get it across immediately. So it's a bit of a messy summer anyway for a managerial change, but at least with him, you're getting someone that's experienced, done it at the top level, dealt with big names and big players, but at the same time, he's going to come with his own thought process, I think.
Yeah. So you've gone fifth, Nagelsmann. I see where you're coming from with it. He certainly got the stature of being able to... Because ultimately what happened with Amorim is he wasn't big enough. He cracked, didn't he? He cracked. He choked. It was a Rafael Benitez breakdown. It was a Kevin Keegan breakdown.
Yeah.
Because the job was too big for him. That won't be the case with Nagelsmann. So on that metric, I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean about the World Cup distraction. Who have you gone in fourth?
In fourth, I've now upwards, we're going Premier League.
Yeah.
And this is where I throw in like a Iriola, because it's like with a Nagelsmann, he's maybe coming into the Premier League for the first time and he's getting to grips with these things. This is someone that's already here and he's already handling business in his own lane, in his own quarters. Now, this is the question. Can he step up to that magnitude of club? Man United are not what they were, but they still have the stature, they still have the pressure, they still have the media attention. So it's kind of like in between. But this is the kind of situation that Man United are in, where they're fighting for these positions, where these managers that are doing really well, have done well for themselves in these, mid-table clubs, are going to look to maybe take that next step, and it's either going to work or it's not. And it's a gamble. It's absolutely a gamble. But Man United and Tottenham's, and unfortunately maybe even Chelsea's now, you're going to be the clubs that take those gambles.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know it's a worry.
Yeah.
Do you know, I am genuinely worried to tell you my fourth. I don't want to say it out loud. I'm kind of scared. I'm actually scared to say what I think in fourth. So before I say the name, because I think that you might go potty and I think people won't like it, I'm just going to say this is very specific to Manchester United. It's trying to take into account the structures. It's trying to take into account the presence of Jason Wilcox, the way that Ineos see the game, the problems that Amorim flagged. I'm trying to think of everything and who would be a good fit for that. So I really have done my best. But I'm going to say Gareth Southgate.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, Manchester United fans. I apologise. I'm sorry. But please hear me out. Not because I think he's Manchester United quality. I recognise who Manchester United are. I appreciate the brilliance of that club, the resilience of that club, the standards. I get it. I really do understand who Man United are. But I'm trying to now think of a manager that could work in the framework of Manchester United.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more sensible.
Yeah.
So rather than going like Jurgen Klopp, I'm trying to think who can operate in the parameters that are laid out by this ownership, in the parameters that are laid out by these sporting directors. And I think Gareth Southgate, what his qualities are, is that sort of... He's a statesman.
Yeah.
The way that he was England manager, he was not a good England manager. He's not a good manager. I'm not saying he's a good manager.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's a good statesman. I think he will create a harmonised team, as England were. England were happy. People wanted to play for England.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw Bukayo Saka on the Unicorns and all that? It was a happy camp.
Yeah.
Manchester United hasn't been a happy club for a long time. And I feel like I am losing my own sanity saying these words.
You're recreating like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tenure.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. But I can't... I honestly think that the relationship that Southgate has had with the club, the people at the club, I know he's not there anymore, but the Ashworth links were prevalent.
Yeah.
Could Southgate be the man to just... Do you know what he is? I'll give you... Here's what. Manchester United, pretty much since Ferguson, you think about the turnover of managers, the word that you would use is instability.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good word. It's not a good word for football clubs. It's not a good word for shareholders, which this lot care about.
Yeah.
Do you know what Gareth Southgate, the one word that I would use to describe him?
Stable.
Correct.
He's just a stable man.
Safe.
Yeah. Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low.
He will never do what Amorim did.
Yeah.
He will never, ever do what Amorim did. He will never, ever press that self-destruct button. He will never start ranting. He will never do that.
He's a great man for a company.
Status.
Wears that suit.
Company
just
man.
Sits there.
Takes the flak.
Takes
the heat from the fans.
the
Takes the
whole
heat
country.
from above.
Yeah, from the whole country. So
and he earns his money and he does it with a smile on his face.
It's true.
And
it's true.
I know Manchester United fans will want to be so much more ambitious than this. And he's only fourth on my list. I'm not saying that's who they should go for.
Yeah.
But is there any rationalising what I've just said, or is that just
I get where
stupid?
you're coming from, but it depends on how the Man United fans would also take to him. And I don't know, because I'm not a United fan and I don't go to Old Trafford.
No, they hate it.
Yeah,
Man United fans are unsubscribing to this channel. They hate it. And
I think the online fans definitely hate it, but I don't know if the fans in the ground, I have no idea. They actually might be all right with it. I have no idea.
I'd be surprised.
Some people look at Southgate's tenure at England as a success because he took England to parts of competitions that they weren't in for many, many years. He didn't win it, but he got his kind of respect, and he took the young players out of the under-21, brought them to the first team senior league, level, and then he bridged that gap.
It was a happy.
Yeah, he bridged the gap, and maybe what you're saying is that Man United needs someone to bridge the gap between the toxicity from the players and the manager and the in-house fighting to the elite level manager.
You don't win a league, right? You don't win a league, but I tell you what else you don't do as Manchester United ever. You don't finish 8th.
Yeah.
You qualify for the Champions League. And whilst to a Man United fan watching this, to a Man United fan who isn't watching this, that goes every week and doesn't have a clue who we are, they will never see that as success.
No. From a tactical perspective,
but does Jason Wilcox see Champions League football as a success? Stability is a success.
Oh, but this is terrible, isn't it? This is not how it should be spoken about for a club of Man United stature. From a tactical perspective, I would not be trusting Southgate at a club of Man United stature.
No, they get beat.
Yeah.
No, they get beat a lot. Yeah. But they beat, what they do
Have
is
fun.
They beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, and they lose to the teams that are better than them. But that is usually enough to finish 4th.
Probably, yeah. Because there's so much inconsistency for that position. But that's a controversial shout.
I know, it's not. Just to say it, in 3rd, I had Iraola.
Okay.
I just think he's the governor, man. I think he's wicked. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I really do. I don't think he'll get the Man United job.
But he's in line for a job soon, though, isn't he? Somewhat, yeah.
I think he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant. And I find it mental. When people start talking to me now about, like, they're having a bit of a bad time of it, Bournemouth. Are you an idiot? They're Bournemouth. Have you been there? Like they have no right to be
11,000 capacity stadium.
Mate, they're away in about 900.
Yeah.
Look, I think Iraola is just a genius. I really do. I'd love him at Chelsea.
What the manager role has become now, and we saw it when Vincent Kompany was at Burnley and he wasn't even trying to low block it and stay in the league. The manager role has become showcasing your philosophy and your vision and your system and your identity and your ideology. And as long as you can showcase that enough to get enough good results, the top clubs will look at that and think, we can upscale that, give that a bit more money and a bit more investment, and that will be good over here. Nice brand of football, etc. So that's what these guys are doing, because they want to elevate and improve and they want to scale up, and that's what players have been trying to do since the beginning of time, to go up the food chain and go to bigger clubs. And now managers are doing exactly the same thing. Top club will never employ Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche could finish 11th and Iraola could finish 12th, and Iraola will go to that club before Sean Dyche ever does, and that's just how it goes now.
Yeah, because it's seen as being like progressive, and noble, and exciting,
proactive,
and future.
Yeah, futuristic.
Yeah, I think Iraola would be a great option for Manchester United.
In 3rd, I've got Maresca, which pains me to say it, because...
What do you reckon here? There was a real conspiracy, wasn't there, amongst Chelsea fans that this could be on the cards.
But he's been linked with City, and people were talking about negotiations with City months ago, but Pep hasn't confirmed that he's leaving. And if I was Manchester City, I wouldn't be trying to get rid of the best manager in the world anytime soon. So just take the City job to a side, which isn't available, it isn't an occupancy that is for him right now. Maresca's literally fresh out of a job at Chelsea, and that chip that he'll have on his shoulder after falling out of the hierarchy, so much so that he walked away from £14 million compensation.
He's gone so much higher in my estimation.
As Chelsea and Man United joust for top 4, he will be motivated more than ever to try and finish above Chelsea with 1 game a week, as opposed to 4 competitions juggling at once with a team that didn't play in the Club World Cup.
Do you think he hasn't taken that money because he has a job waiting?
Maybe.
And do you think, I think he's also Man United? Because, like... But I don't believe, and I'm probably wrong, this probably gives you like an insight into my view of the world, but I don't believe that he's walked away from that money for sheerly noble reasons.
No, it can't. Well, I mean, I'd like to. It'd be great to think like that, but that would be wild, wouldn't it?
By the way,
that'd be insane.
Nor do I think he should have done.
No,
it's his money.
He should have actually. Yeah, he should have actually taken.
Should have got your money. So, why has he walked away from it? Presumably, he has a job waiting for him.
I'd love someone to interview him soon and
Mate,
I'd ask the question
because
it doesn't make any sense.
Manager.
If he ends up a Manchester United manager, he's walking into a situation where he's coming after, historically on record, probably the worst win rate ever, or one of the worst win rates ever.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
One of the most embarrassing tenures ever. He's playing with 1 game a week. He's got a full week's training ahead. And he gets to work with a team talented enough in terms of the individuals, in Mbeumo's, Cunha's, Bruno Fernandes's.
He'd have Kobe Mainoo playing well, definitely.
Yeah, he's got enough there, Ahmad, he's got enough there to actually push for Champions League football and whilst doing it, go up against Chelsea for that position and prove an extra point, which he would, I don't know how,
No, he'd love it.
I'm sure he would.
And
your former employer, you know what I mean?
And he would do it. Like, I don't rate Maresca in the top tier, right? I don't think you can compare Maresca to the very best managers
Absolutely
in the world.
not. No.
He's not that.
No.
But neither are Manchester United.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Yep.
I think he is one of the better managers that they could realistically get.
And we've gone through all of the...
I don't want them to get him, put it that way.
No, neither do I.
I don't want him to get him.
No.
So I suppose that tells you that I have
some rating of him. Yeah. And we've gone through all the trials and tribulations of seeing him
he'll make his mistakes with us.
Yeah, and then go over there and iron them all out. Oh,
yeah.
I don't invert fullbacks into tens anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't play, what I mean? He'll figure it all out over there, and then it will just be another slap in the face. So I've put him in there because he's fresh off the job.
Do you think... So you've put him in at 3?
I've put him in at 3, yeah.
So you think it's possible?
I don't know if it's possible. I struggle with it. I feel like if it was possible, it will get done very soon. I don't know why you'd wait until the end of the season to hire him because he's literally available now. Something tells me that the most likelihood is they're going to get an interim and then they're going to get the manager in the summer that they want. So he might not be going there. I don't know if he's really lined up for the City job either.
No.
That would be bonkers if Pep left at the end of the season.
He's not that good.
Surely if Pep's leaving, he'll announce it early like Klopp did as well.
Yeah, he can't be. Who have you gone for in second? Oh, by the way, just so you know, my next 2, I think Man United fans are going to think I've had a howler with Southgate.
Okay.
I'm about to pull it out of the bag. I've nailed these 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Yeah,
Second.
go on. Second, yeah.
Oliver Glasner.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what
Oliver Glasner second.
Back 3 coach. Exactly what you were doing anyway. Premier League experience, won trophies. Yeah. Like, ticking all boxes, surely.
So you haven't got Glasner 1? I just thought you'd have...
No, I've not got him 1.
So presumably we've got 1 or 2. So let's do Glasner and then we'll do... we've probably got the same first one as well.
A lot of people hate the back 3 formation, though. He'd be bringing that straight back.
But Glasner is a clever enough manager and a pragmatic enough manager to not be totally dogmatic about that system.
Stubborn about it, yeah.
He wouldn't... I think that he would be more inclined to play... If the squad had the capacity to be a back 4, like, I think the reason he plays a back 3 at Palace is because... They're Crystal Palace. Like, they're going to be under pressure. They need an extra defender in there. And that Lacroix...
He's played back 4s before.
Yeah, he'll play back 4s where necessary. I'm sure he will. Yeah. He's an excellent manager. He's done it. He's won silverware.
Yeah.
Won top-tier silverware as well, in my opinion. Any European prestige is heavy. And basically, winning any trophy at Crystal Palace for their first time in their history...
Yeah.
Mate, you're the governor, aren't you?
Absolutely. That's an incredible achievement.
It's
the first trophy they've ever won. And then he's gone and followed up with Community Shield, which obviously is just a plate. But
better to
Palace
win it than
is massive,
lose it.
And it's like... With him, I feel like he's not going to come with the same arrogance and stubborn mindset that Amorim almost came with, where he was like, no, it's my way or no other way. It's like, no, I think Glasner will be more results-driven and more, I will make the tweaks I need to make to get... It is sensible. It's
sensible. He's got the prestige and the track record in the Premier League. I think he's so ready to do it at the top. And the difference, people go, well, Thomas Frank looked ready and he went to a big club like Tottenham and look what happened.
Yeah.
Glasner's done it. Glasner's done it in Europe
before.
Like he's ready. He isn't the same as Frank. So
at least you like to hope.
At least, for if you're Man United,
anything can happen in this. In this
of course. There's always a bit of jeopardy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Oliver Glasner, everything that we've learned from Glasner, everything that we know about him, everything that we understand, the elevation. Look at the individual player elevation. It's a great way to judge a manager. How many players have got better under the tutelage of that manager?
Yeah.
And you look at Glasner. Eberechi Eze was one of the best players in the league. On some definition last year, Eberechi Eze was my favourite player in the league apart from Cole Palmer.
Really?
Do you know, just watching, that moment, if Chelsea playing on Sunday, I have match of the day on Saturday.
Yeah.
Eberechi Eze gliding with the ball, but like nothing really happens in terms of, he's not doing mad step overs and rainbow flick.
With freedom.
Just his body's gliding through. I thought he's a beautiful footballer. he became one of the best players in his position in the league at Palace.
Yeah.
Wharton, one of the best players in his position in the league at Palace. Gahey,
brilliant.
Look what like
Mateta.
Munoz,
Mateta. Yeah.
It's like this bloke's individual stardust that he sprinkles on you.
Yeah.
Even Glasner,
even
goes
Sarr,
like that.
Sarr as well, fantastic to replace Elise. Yeah.
So I think Glasner is a great shout. Number 1,
Tuchel.
Zidane.
Oh!
Who've you gone Tuchel?
I've gone Tuchel. You've gone
You're
Zidane.
mad.
Zidane's never come into England.
You're mad.
You're okay.
Tuchel is mental.
Tuchel's not gonna happen. I bet it better not because I love Tuchel.
Yeah, it'd be upsetting.
But Zidane's not going to happen either. This guy is cherry picking his managerial positions like you've never seen.
Yeah,
he's
but
Real
Man
Madrid
United,
or France.
If Man United want to become Manchester United again, do you know how you do it? You go and you get possibly, maybe Thierry Henry is more this than Zidane. But who is? What footballer currently has the most stature?
Aura.
Like if you were to meet, that's the word. Yeah, if you were to meet, what footballer do you like? What player is big enough for you to go, oh my God, that's him.
Yeah.
I'm running away. I'm not asking for a selfie. I'm literally running away because you are so brilliant.
Yeah.
I think Zinedine Zidane for prestige, power. Zinedine Zidane on the touchline at Old Trafford.
It would be bonkers.
You know that corner dugout where the players walk out and you've got the Stretford end on your left? Zinedine Zidane walks out of there.
Yeah.
I
can already see it. It's crazy. That would be insane.
You know that question
it would be insane.
There?
Yeah.
I never really thought about this. But is Zidane in the world living footballers?
Yeah.
So we can't say, you can't go, you can't talk about like players of a bygone era now that are, like you can't go Eusebio.
Yeah.
You can't go like somebody like that.
Yeah.
In terms of like living footballers, living legends, is Zinedine Zidane the biggest in the world?
You go for icons, you look at Omri, you look at David Beckham, you look at Ronaldinho.
Beckham.
But nobody has done it on a player and managerial basis at the biggest club in the world, in Real Madrid, for player and manager, whilst also having the aura, which plays a part.
Yeah.
You know, the stature.
He's handsome, he fills out a suit well, he's very well dressed.
Yeah. He ticks every single box you need to tick, and he's not tainted or tarnished because he's not gone to any clubs. He's just literally gone in, won, left Real Madrid, come back, won again, and left again. It's just like...
He won 3 European Cups in a row as manager.
I've never seen it.
And
it's happened before, but not in my lifetime. Yeah, and then bounced, and it just said bye-bye, done. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Henry, but we saw his Monaco stint.
Yeah,
he's now doing the punditry.
Henry might have the same prestige.
He definitely has a lot of it when players just love and run to him after scoring a goal. Yeah.
Henry possibly. But I wonder if Zidane, because also, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way I really don't mean it in a disrespectful way to Arsenal, and Arsenal fans won't even mind me saying this.
Yeah, it's Real Madrid.
Yeah. Like, what Zidane did,
yeah,
like the goal that Zidane scored in the European final at Hampden, it not only did he do it in a European final, but he did it for Madrid. Yeah. And for some reason, in terms of your power, it changes things.
It makes a difference. Yeah. Absolutely. It definitely does.
And okay, so what we're talking about here, and this is why I think I'm right.
It's got nothing to do with tactics. It's literally just pure aura farming.
But that's football, man. That's from me. I don't want to talk about XG stats.
It's true.
Right? This is why Manchester United, certainly when we were young, it might have changed as such, but certainly when I was young, and in fact, certainly 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
They were the biggest club in the country. Definitely.
Even when Zlatan was there, Pogba was there. There was a vibe.
Yeah. They were the biggest club in the country.
Yeah.
They've always had icons. Beckham, Rooney, Ronaldo. Like, always. Even when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, Paul Ince had stature. Dwight York had stature.
Yeah. It's actually insane what they are.
The only way that they get back, the only way that Old Trafford becomes the theatre of dreams again,
is bringing stature in. And then just building stature after it. And just nothing but stature.
The more we talk about this, I'm disregarding... I can't believe I said Southgate at the beginning of this video.
You just want to make Zidane, you're 5. Just like
I had to do 5, I'm sorry.
Zinedine Zidane, just 1, 2, 3,
do you know
4,
what?
5.
Now I've even discussed it with you.
Yeah.
It's not Glasner.
You have swayed me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Because I've put down Tuchel.
Only way that they can be the powerhouse again is by employing the powerhouse.
Yeah. I mean... At least you'd like to see it in effect not from a Chelsea perspective, just from a
league. It'd be amazing.
From a footballing perspective, Manchester United employing someone of that stature and just seeing how that works, and if it does work, because if it does, it's literally the stuff of a dream for Man United fans.
Things like that are beautiful as well. Like, do you remember? It must have been 2016. We got Conte.
Yeah.
In the same summer, Mourinho, Conte, Guardiola came to the Premier League at the same time.
Yeah.
We had like 3 of the best managers, probably the 3 best managers in the world at the time in the Premier League.
Billboard stuff.
That was good, right?
Oh yeah.
Zidane in the Premier League is wicked. Like, I don't want Manchester United to succeed particularly, but I like the idea of Zidane, like talking about Zidane.
Yeah.
All of us talking about
on the touchline. Yeah.
Zidane.
Yeah.
I think I've hit the nail on the head by accident. Also, just you're Tuchel.
So
right?
I've got Tuchel, and that's because he already is familiar with the back three. He's more than familiar with Mason Mount, that's for sure, in terms of getting the best out of him. But also, he's been here and done it at the highest level. He's a world-class top coach, in my opinion. He's done it in France. He's done it in Germany. He's done it here in England. Won the Champions League. Got to 2 cup finals. 18 months, he nearly won the lot, bar the Prem. Now he's in an England job. Obviously, that does deter from setting up early pre-season. Same with Nagelsmann had earlier. But I feel like it's worth the wait with Tuchel because he's already got the experience and the know-how in this country, and he already knows exactly how it runs and operates. And you're not even tweaking, like you are tweaking the system, of course. There is difference between playing back three with Amorim doing it with Tuchel, but you are still, like from a player perspective, mentally, you're still following a familiar
lineage
path.
there.
It's not going to take.
It's
not like Tuchel needs a season to bed in, and he needs time because he's young and he's unproven.
He never needs time. Look what he did at Chelsea,
and he gets the stature at Man United. He's not going to go in there and buckle under the pressure.
The reason why he's not on my list at all,
is
because we know he's volatile.
Incredibly. What is he though?
Paris, Chelsea, every stint he's had has got shorter.
But he was fine under Roman, and it's only when our owners came in that's when it got volatile.
That's true.
And that's justified.
Paris Saint-Germain, though.
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at the way Paris were back then and the way they were recruiting and operating and bringing in their Galacticos and, you know, kind of favouring that model and the way that they've switched to now. I feel like they're much more harmonious, much more, you know, they're much more led by what's around them, their own talent, their own, you know, the foundations of PSG in terms of the cage football, the French talent that they have within their own academy that they've sold, and then they've now started to bring a little bit of it back. You see it with the young strikers coming off the bench to replace the Dembélés. It just, that feels more PSG, and I feel like if Tuchel was there how they operate, I think it would be more... I think it would work a lot more.
I think that Tuchel is an elite manager, no doubt.
They were trying to be Real Madrid before.
But if he wins the World Cup of England, goes to Man United, you could see it.
Yeah.
But I still think Zidane. Like Tuchel,
I understand.
It went a little bit wrong at Paris. So he was at Paris, not for very long, went wrong. Chelsea, he was there for even less, went wrong. Bayern Munich, he was there for even less,
he won.
Went wrong.
Yeah. He wins.
Yeah. Bayern Munich wasn't such a victory.
No.
Bayern Munich wasn't such a victory.
Bayern Munich, that was a bit of a...
But look, ultimately...
He wins. Zidane wins too, though. Zidane wins trophies. But this is my only point on Zidane. Can Zidane do it outside of Real Madrid? He's never done it outside of Real Madrid. He's never been anywhere else.
Zidane can do anything.
It's a completely different environment, a completely different...
Wouldn't have to do much.
Does he know English?
No. But you don't need to.
Yeah, I know, but it's not helpful, is it?
I think you just
stand there.
Wait, it's
don't even say a word.
You know, if you're Kobe Mainoo, you're going to be like, I'm going to have to give my life today for him.
Just stand there.
Yeah, the Stretford end will be bouncing for 90 minutes, no doubt. Like
team talk is just him standing there, just looking at you.
Yeah, do it.
And then just walks
Don't
off.
let me down. You just go like that. Don't let me down.
Just walks off.
I swear I won't. I will never do that to you. I love you so much. I would never do that. Yeah, mate, I would turn into Beckham. I'd just be like, whatever, mate, you're amazing.
I hear it. It's like Ferguson, when Ferguson used to sit on the bench and he, you know, when he was getting older, he wouldn't even stand. Like, he'd just sit. And if you're a player, you're having a bad game, you look at Ferguson and you see that you could just see it in his facial expression.
Boss. Yeah.
All right, my bad. I'll pick it up. Like, some people, silence speaks.
So basically, Tuchel would be a great appointment. Zidane won't happen, but would be a better one, I reckon.
I hear it.
As long as they get someone on both of our lists, apart from Southgate, it's not the end of the world.
Well, I don't think the interim options for me would be the way I'd go. Unless Fletcher or Ollie come in and have an incredible interim period to the point where the Man United fan base...
Sign the paper.
Yeah, Rio's doing it again and the Man United fan base just can't help themselves and you just want to keep on that continuity and that good feeling. I wouldn't go with any of the former legends either.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Matisse, always a joy. And I tell you what, your Enzo Maresca shout has got me thinking. It's really interesting shout, mate. Really interesting. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. We really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like. Please click subscribe, and please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But before you go anywhere, make sure that you click the link in the description below. You will find a link to Matisse's YouTube channel there. And make sure you subscribe. Fantastic content is awaiting you. Ta-da!